Good morning, good morning. Come ye, hear ye, hear ye. How are y'all feeling today? It's Friday. If that means anything to you, you might have made it to the end of your week. Congratulations for making it to Friday. There's a trillion other Fridays for you to come. However, we're going to celebrate this Friday. If no one's told you yet, you're going to have a great day. You're going to have a wonderful morning. You're going to have a fucking awesome time today. And no matter what you do, no matter what happens to you, you're going to have the mental perspective that everything is working in your best interest. So no matter if you stub your toe, walk into a door, get into a car accident, you're not going to feel upset about that because you realize that you're still in a great frame of mind. But none of those things should happen. So I'm here to talk about exactly what my title says. Because I have, interestingly enough, gotten into a conversation regarding affirmations. And they were recently called bullshit. And I was like, I'm not going to take this personally at all because I'm not the inventor of affirmations. Although I tell people to say their affirmations, the affirmations were called bullshit because this person felt that their pain was so great that just telling themselves how they should feel or declaring something positive over their lives was stupid. Because apparently they just hurt so badly that just saying something positive for themselves isn't going to make any change. And that was really disappointing. Not that the affirmations were called stupid or bullshit. It was more so disappointing the reason why. Because this person identified with their pain so much that they could not see anything outside of it. And apparently I am not relatable because I'm a happy person. But I said I have not always been a happy person. And even now I am not always a happy person. But I did say that we all have a story. And we all have had some sort of pain. And she relates to her pain being so great that, I would not be able to relate to it. But I said, hey, hold up there. I do understand what severe pain feels like. I've been kidnapped. I've been beaten. I've been raped. I have been put in a lot of life-changing predicaments and situations for years of my life. However, if I made the decision, because it is a decision, if I made the decision to constantly expect people to meet me at my place of pain, I would not be anywhere today, because that can be very enabling. There's a time and a place for everything. There's a time and a place when things and the wounds are fresh that you go and you console that person and you love them and you hug them and you tell them that it's okay and I understand you're in great pain. We don't know what that feels like. And that's what people expect you to say. That's what people expect you. And that's what they want to hear, in a sense, because the mind and other people around you giving you these enabling feelings of victimization cause you continuously to live that same script over and over and over again. And that's the only thing now you identify in the whole of your life. If I continue to identify with the things that have happened to me, anytime anyone said anything positive to me that would be good for me to move forward, I would just continuously say, but I've been raped. And I don't, you don't know what I've been through because I was kidnapped. That would be really fucked up. And then I would continue to just say that. And then after a while, does anybody really want to help me? But sometimes it's easier. And when I mean easier, I do mean hard as fuck. But in the long run, it was the easiest decision for yourself. That even something as simple as every morning telling yourself that you're worth something. Every morning telling yourself that, I am healing. It changes yourself because you change your story. Me saying that you're choosing to be a victim is not me saying that you chose whatever path your life took. Because a lot of us did not choose anything. If I have allergies, if I made the decision to go through all these horrible things that I went through, I would be a masochist. And of course, I didn't choose those decisions particularly. However, I also don't wish that anything was different. Not at all. If you ask me today, would I go back and do anything differently? Would I go back and change anything that has happened in my life? I wouldn't. I would not at all. Because those events taught me to be where I am today with a certain level of mental strength and solitude that I need to be able to help other people with wherever they're at. If I didn't have these experiences, I would not be able to talk to women about a lot of the things that they come to me with their concerns because I wouldn't be able to relate. And I'm glad that I had a lot of those things happen to me, and I'm glad that I lived a lot of different lifestyles because I'm better able to relate to people. So at the end of the day, if it starts out, you have to realize it's you retraining your mind on a simple experimental level. And I'm sure you've experienced this in your lives. Those times that we wake up supposedly on the wrong side of the bed and we say, fuck, my day is gonna suck. Today sucks. This sucks. I wish I didn't have to do this. This is horrible. Like, oh my God, I have to do this and I have to do that. And today it just sucks so bad. And those times that you woke up in the morning and you had those feelings and those thoughts, didn't your day suck? Your day sucked. And it wasn't necessarily because the things that happened in your day were that fucking sucky. It sucked because you've already trained your mind to perceive everything that happened from that point on as negative. So you underestimate the power of just giving yourself instructions, giving yourself mental instructions, because whether you know it or not, you're always subconsciously taking in instructions and information. So if you're always subconsciously taking in instructions from information, and think about the detriment of this, you're usually always taking in subconscious instructions from other people. So if other people around you are saying you can't do this, they're engaging in your pity party, and that's what you're used to for months, days, or years. Your natural learning process now with yourself is going to be revolving around your victimization because it's learned, it's taught. And people said I was being ignorantly, she said I was ignorantly making light of victimization and pain. It's not ignorantly making light of it. It's actually truly that simple. Because if you start one day at a time reprogramming your mental spectrum of how you see yourself, it changes your ability to look at your life. So just like that person that wakes up in the morning and says, I'm going to have a fucked up day. Today sucks. Just today sucks. I don't feel like doing this today. And then they proceed to have a suck-ass day. Not because the actions were sucky inherently. It was because they've already told themselves to look at the lens of everything sucks. Imagine these glasses as a lens of everything sucks. And you consciously every day put on your lens of everything sucks. So everything that I see through these glasses now is going to suck. But if I decide to be like, you know what, I've got fresh eyes, I'm going to decide to look at my day positively. I'm going to now make the decision to say, today I'm open to whatever happens for me and to me. However, I realize that everything is happening in my best interest and better interest. And I am going to have a great day. No matter what happens, I'm going to have a great day. So like I said earlier, if you stub your toe, your day doesn't fucking suck. You haven't let your whole 24 hours go down the drain because you stubbed your toe. If you get into a fender bender, you're not going to think that your whole day sucked. You're now going to retrain your brain to think, okay, why did this happen? What was this trying to teach me? What is the awareness that I need to be, more cohesively, paying attention to? You're going to think at that point differently about the actions that happened to you that you used to probably think were negative. Because not even positive, because I don't have to be a positive person to be aware that life is constantly putting me in situations that put me closer to where I need to be. There have been a lot of seemingly negative situations in my life that brought me closer to where I really needed to be. And you had to batten down the hatches, go through the thing, and realize that after you've been through the thing, you're on the other side of it. But so many people forget that they've even been through the thing and that they're on the other side of it, that they still live in it. That they don't give themselves credit for getting through it on a daily basis. They don't give themselves credit for prevailing whatever the issue was if it no longer exists in their lives. And they continuously drag that baggage along with them. And they could have dropped the baggage when the situation was over. Because again, you can't choose what happens to you. And I'm going to keep sniffling because I have allergies. And I have not taken anything for them because I just don't. But you can't choose what happens to you. And I will say this, in a little tiny smidgen, sometimes we do. Because sometimes the choice that we made 5 years ago brings us along a path that we're on now, and we really don't want to actually acknowledge that. But I digress. But in the grand scheme of things, we don't feel that we choose the life that we have. So because on the grand scheme of things, we feel like we didn't choose all the things that happened to us. We didn't choose who we were, who took care of us, or who hurt us, or who said those certain things to us. But what we can choose is how we feel about those situations. I always tell people, especially in my seminars, in terms of taking accountability and responsibility for where you are, no matter who you feel has contributed to where you are. Because, for instance, I'll say this. You're in a relationship or in any kind of relationship with someone, and that person speaks horribly to you and about you. So this person is constantly saying negative things to you. You can't do this, you can't do that, you're worthless, you're dumb, you're stupid, whatever the case may be. You have someone in your space and surroundings that is horrible for you, and they're negative to you, and they're draining you. And our natural instinct is to basically say, I blame you. I blame you for speaking this way to me. It's your fault. Why can't you stop talking this way to me? And then our next inclination is to change that person's way of speaking to us. Now, note where there is a lack of responsibility. Because although that person unjustifiably has said horrible things to us, and though that person unjustifiably is being really rude, you can't change what that person says to you or about you. However, you can take the accountability and the responsibility that you've allowed that person to speak that way to you. You have allowed yourself to be in a situation where you are the end product of somebody else's negative backlashings to you. You have to take the responsibility that you are in a situation where you have given them, whether the obvious permission, but you've passively given them the permission to treat you like shit. Because the reason why you gave that person the permission, and you have to take the accountability for how other people treat you and not justify how other people treat you, because again, that's two separate concepts. Accepting the fact that someone has treated you shitty and taking accountability for your allowance of it does not change or justify the fact that they treated you shitty, because that person is going to have to pay for it in life, that they treated you shitty. However, you can take the accountability, and you need to take the accountability and realize that you have put yourself in a situation where this person is being and given the permission to do that to you. Because in the situation where you regain energetic control, you remove yourself from that toxicity. You remove yourself from the person that is talking to you shitty like. Because you realize you can't change whatever is causing that person to be shitty like. Because you need to working on your own shit. And that's a rabbit hole. Trying to dive into other people's problems and trying to fix other people so that they can treat you better is a rabbit hole. But what you can do is remove yourself from the toxicity. And if you remove yourself from the toxicity, you've taken accountability and responsibility and done something different for yourself so that you can change your situation. And that is what I mean by making the choice and the decision to be a victim. If you're just joining, because a lot of people just joined the conversation, it is about how you cannot choose the actions of your life, but you can reprogram your mind to look differently and perceive your situation differently than it is. So for me, sometimes I tell people to write down in the top of the page, you have a blank page, and in big bold letters, you write down the situation that makes you feel like a victim. You write down big as fuck, whatever the situation is. You know, my mother wasn't kind to me. I was verbally or physically or emotionally abused. Whatever that thing that makes you feel to be a victim. And then the rest of the page, you write down to yourself, how are you still living in this situation? How has this situation made you feel? Are those feelings actually real and valid? Or are they perceived negative consequences for the thing that have happened to you? You write down a little timeline for yourself. How far removed are you from this big thing? And how does this big thing that you wrote affect different areas of your life? And then when you connect the dots to all the different areas of your life, you feel that this big thing has affected. You go through those different areas of your life, and then you ask yourself, why are you allowing this thing to steal your joy from here? Why are you allowing this thing to take your power from here? Why are you allowing this thing to affect this part of your life that has nothing to do with this thing? Because at the end of the day, it's about connecting the mental dots and realizing that sometimes you got to erase some of those dots because they're self-perceived dots. I give affirmations as the smallest and simplest way that you can begin to retrain your thought process about yourself on a daily basis. Because it's something that you can do for you. Because again, there's two sides of the spectrum. There's one side of the spectrum that says you want somebody to engage in your pity party. And if you have people engaging in your pity party for years, where do you think your growth comes in? And do you ever think you detach from the story, from the victim story? You don't, because you just continuously relive it. And the people around you allow you to continuously relive it. And there's never any growth. But if you take the opposite end of the spectrum and realize that you are solely responsible for how you feel about you, and if knowing that you are solely responsible for you, how you see you, telling yourself something on a daily basis to where you are slowly but surely reprogramming your mind. Because we allow so many other people to tell us who we are. We allow so many other people into our energy field. We allow so many other people to decide for us how we will feel about ourselves. If I listened to half the negative comments on my video section, I would not be helping people. But you have to realize that you are in charge of the way that you see yourself. So if it's just every single day waking up and saying, I am worthy, I deserve respect, I am respectable, I am healing, I am healed, I am able, I am capable, you start to feel a little bit more capable. Rather than if you tell yourself, I can't do this. I mean, see how that feels. Say, I am able, I am capable, I am healing, I am healed. See how that felt. And then say something to the nature of, I can't do this. I'm unable to do this. I'm not strong enough to do this. This is so much bigger than me. I'll never be able to do this. I'm not worthy. What did that feel like to your body? What did that feel like to your mind? It sucked. Because I know it sucked. I didn't like saying that shit, but it's an example. So realize that it's not stupid, that it's not dumb, that there is no amount of pain that you cannot overcome through the simple process of telling yourself and telling your mind that there is something that is coming out of every negative seeming situation in your life. There are so many situations that I could have deemed negative that actually brought me closer to the positive things, closer to the things in the larger areas and paths of my life that I needed to be on. And if I did not go through those seemingly negative things, I would never be the person that I am today. So I would never take those things that happened in my life back. So reclaim your story. If you have a very painful story, change the perspective in which you look at it, because you're the person that has to tell that story to the world, or decide you've told it so much that you never want to tell it again because you don't need to. But you're the person that says whether or not you came out a hero or whether you came out the victim. If you came out, give yourself a lot more credit than you do. Because again, so many people come out of their situations and still make the choice to live in them, rather than realizing they've been out of that situation and damn, I was strong enough to actually go through that shit. So, for me, giving this to you, relook at how things have happened to yourself. Because even if it was super horrible, I always realized that, again, I would never change any single thing that happened in my life. I would never change the sexual abuse. I would never change the rape. I would never change the physical abuse, the emotional abuse. I would never change anything of that nature, because it made me a stronger person. It made me who I am right now in a seemingly unshakable way. So you can't say so much to me now that's going to break my spirit. You can't call attention to me in a way that it's going to break my spirit, because I've already been through a process of having my spirit hardened and molded into something that I am very proud of today. And there's always growth to continuously do something better for you, to continuously do something better for yourself, to tell yourself that you always deserve more, because there's always more that you deserve to have. But you're never going to get to the more if you tell yourself every day that you deserve less. You're never going to get to the more if every day you tell yourself you're not even capable of getting to the more. And that is a choice, to be a victim of your own situation. It is a choice to decide that you would like to believe that you cannot. It is a choice to say that you have so much pain that you can never experience happiness. It is a choice. So may you have a bomb day. It's Friday. I love you all. I love every single last one of you, and I hope that those words can simply at least begin the process for you if you realize that you have been victimizing yourself, or you realize that you haven't been taking charge of your life, and you realize that you haven't reclaimed your story. Because I guarantee you that what you will regret is if you allow years, a month, several months, 2 years, 5 years pass by, and you realize that all of those years you could have been actively living your life, unapologetically, actively experiencing life, enjoying life. But you chose to allow yourself depression. You chose to allow yourself sadness. You chose to look at every single thing that happened in your life negatively, and you made the choice to wear it in the front of your life rather than addressing it and putting it in the back seat and continuing to move forward. You have to realize that it is a choice. And if people do no longer engage with you in your pity party, and I'm saying pity party because I used to throw some bombing pity parties, okay? I used to give the baddest pity parties because I wanted you to feel me. And nobody is going to feel you in that way. They're not. You could tell them that you watched your mama die, and you could tell them that, your brother was shot in the middle of the street. Nobody is going to experience that moment the same way that you do. And that's okay. We can only experience so much sympathy from people before we realize that what we're externally asking for in other people, we're really desiring for ourselves from ourselves. We really want that comfort from ourselves. We're really actually trying to figure out how we can stop the pain and the hurting and the constant recycling of feelings, but you're not going to get that from anybody else. A hug isn't going to fix that. You could have 1,000 people hug you and you're still going to feel that same thing unless you retrain your mental state of being to look at your situation differently. If you perceive your situation differently, it doesn't matter how many people tell you it's going to be okay. It doesn't matter how many people hug you. You can't hug it away. You can't tell you it's going to be okay away. It's still going to be there because you have to take responsibility and accountability for the fact that no, you may not have chose the path, and you might have without realizing it. You may not have chose the path. You didn't choose what other people did to you, but you can change the way that you view that from happening and how that affects your life. Okay. I wish there was a deeper way that I could end this video, but it's not. It's not. But again, I want to tell you that I love you. If you need help, seek it. I recommend seeking it from within. But sometimes we need guidance. And if that's the case, look for people that are living their truth. Because most of the people that are out here living their truth have already been through a great deal of shit. They have already been through a great deal of shit. So look for people that are already living their truth. Get closer to people that are already living their truth. Because they've already been through it. You can change your situation. You can change your story. You can change your life. But you have to. Can't nobody else do that for you. No one. Can't nobody else do that for you but you. I'm saging down my comment section because y'all some nasty heathens. I've been seeing it. Y'all some nasty heathens. Some of y'all some nasty heathens. I'm done my philosophical talk, so now I'm just going to stage down my comment section because some of y'all, Lord, should be ashamed of yourselves. Who raised you? Jesus. Have mercy on your souls. I start speaking in tongues. Lord, shameful. Need to cleanse your spirit. Take a sage enema. Shit out that horribleness that you've got inside. God. So I'm going to post this to my page. And you can play it from the beginning. Okay? And take all this good information in. Alright? This is me just, clearing the air. But I hope this sage, I'm sending you energetic sage. Okay? I'm sending you some good sage. And I'm about to light some Palo Santo in a second for when the sage is not strong enough. Okay? I would take a minute to pray for y'all. I ain't even gonna say nothing no more. I'm just gonna be gone. When I say be gone, Satan, I don't really mean, I mean Satan's in you. Lord, have mercy. Do y'all, do y'all read what y'all write? Do y'all read what y'all write? Are you? Whew. So anyway, y'all have a blessed day. I double doggy dare you to do something for yourself today that retrains and reclaims your value and your self-worth. I dare you to do that today. To do something that reclaims your self-worth. Whether it's a kind word to yourself or not. Whether it's hugging yourself, whether it's telling yourself that you deserve to heal. I will address this. For the lower level energies on my page that do need to learn something. Because I just read a comment. And I'm really actually going to address this. My boobs distract you from the message. Honey, that's not my problem. That's your sick ass. And I want you to realize that. If you can't look at another human being past their physical appearance, don't put your disability on me. It's not my problem. It's not my issue. It's yours for being lower vibrational. Because if you walk out in public, do you get distracted by every single person and every single body that you see? In Africa, motherfuckers are still walking around with their titties damn out. And the men don't look at it like they ain't never seen a titty before. Have you ever seen a titty before? Grow the fuck up. Really, severely, seriously. Y'all act about 5 years old. Like y'all just discovering body parts. And y'all some grown ass people. And you really have the nerve to write out your comments like it was intelligently informed. And I'm supposed to wear a turtleneck to deliver a message because your silly dumb ass is distracted. Then you need to stay the fuck in the house. Turn off the TV. Turn off the internet. Don't look at anything. Don't look at anybody because you're sick and disturbed and I hope you grow. The hell is wrong with y'all? Now this has turned into segment 2 of what the hell is wrong with y'all? And it's not me giving it energy. Because I want you to realize something. I want y'all to realize something. And this is a lesson. Because so many people say, do not give ignorance or negativity energy. There's so many people that never get or held accountable for their actions. Because they continuously do it over and over again. To the point where they continuously do it over and over again. Because they feel like they can. Because nobody has ever told them that they could not. So it's not allowing ignorant people your energy. It's letting them know that there are checks and balances, because I guarantee you, these people that feel comfortable saying a lot of these things online only feel comfortable saying these things online because they feel inadequate in their own realities. People that continuously lash out and spit out toxic things, it's because they feel inadequate in their own space and they do not know how to command attention otherwise. It's a level of spiritual immaturity that exists and does need to be rectified, because I then also guarantee you that those people that feel very comfortable doing so behind an IP address would not dare do that shit in front of you. Because I guarantee you, any single one of those people that decided to write something immature, spiritually immature, and toxic would never do that to me in person. And you know why they would not do that in person? One, they'd have a lot more sense. Two, if you feel comfortable being a pervert, that's a sickness that you have to deal with. Not me. If you enjoy being a toxic, sexist pervert, God help you. But I will say that men have disrespected me in person, never did it again. Because I'm not going to give you words. So, do you realize that sometimes holding people accountable is not giving into negative energy? Because a lot of people are out here in this world running wild and rampant because nobody has ever corrected them. Nobody has ever taken the time to actually let people know that it's toxic, it's lower vibrational, it's spiritually immature, it's pathetic, and it shows a severe lacking of worthlessness and self-worth. Be gone. But, however, I am glad that for the most part, and not even for the most part, for the majority, I am overwhelmed by other people's positivity every single day. Every single day. And I am glad that I am able to grow people. What I am offering you today as well, stop putting your inadequacies onto other people as their responsibility. If you are not able to deal with something, it is not the other person's responsibility to change how they do it, to do it a different way to make you comfortable. Because that person is not living their lives to make you comfortable. I'm not here to make you comfortable. You don't exist to make anybody else comfortable. At all. The condition of our world outside of these houses and outside of our four walls has everything to do with the fact that there are so many people that are hurting, that like to hurt others. The condition of our world outside these walls has a lot to do with the fact that people feel worthless, therefore liking to make other people feel worthless. Do you realize that so many people complain on a daily basis about how horrible the world is, but don't want to realize you contribute to how horrible the world is? You want to see change in this world outside your four walls, but you can't even change what's going on in the mind and in the heart? You want somebody to speak better to you outside your house and give you a certain respect, but you can't respect other people. You can't respect yourself. The things that you say to other people, would you say to your mother? Would you like men talking to your mother the way that you talk to other women? No. But I also realize that the message isn't always going to get through to people. And again, it's not my problem. If you choose, again, we're talking about choices. If you choose to not grow in this lifetime, if you choose to be negative in this lifetime, if you choose to be toxic in this lifetime, because a part of my job is working with spirits that remain earthbound. And that's not like hell. It's earthbound. And don't continue to justify your ignorance. If you choose toxicity because you feel like it's the best thing for you in this lifetime, I cannot promise you what that's going to feel like after this lifetime. And if you would like to continuously recycle, that is fine too. I'll be okay. I'll be okay. But will you be okay? Will you be okay? Will you be okay? Are you okay now? You attach yourselves to negativity, you attach yourself to toxicity, you will continue to leave a toxic and negative life. And you don't have to admit that to anybody because we can't see you. You know that you live it. You know it every single day when you wake up and you feel that there is something missing. You live it every single day when you go throughout your life and you feel that gnawing energy that leaves you at a low place and a low plane. You feel it every day when you can't ascend in your own life, when you can't afford yourself better opportunities. You feel that. And you've got to live with it. No one else. I don't live with it. After I turn this video off, I'm going to go live my fulfilling life. But are you going to be okay? After you're done spewing your toxicity, after you're done spreading your negativity, are you going to be okay? Because I know what it feels like to wake up every single day and feel worthless. To feel angry. To have thoughts that don't feel so great. To have those haunting voices telling you that you'll never be anything. To think things that are horrendous. After you spew your one toxic comment or your thought, are you going to be okay? Because the rest of your life is reflective of that toxic comment. Not mine. It's not a reflective of my life. It's not reflective of my situation. Whatever negativity you have to say about me, myself, or anybody else in your life, it's not reflective of that person. It's reflective of you. Again, can you live with yourself? Because it's evident that you are having a hard time doing that. Because again, after you spew your toxicity onto other people, as long as they're aware of themselves, and as long as they know themselves, they are going to continue to live their lives. They are going to continue to live their fulfilling lives. I'll probably be drinking a fruit smoothie while you are thinking about whatever the fuck you think about. And that is the truth. So, be blessed. Be healed. Because you can be. Have an amazing day because you can. Know yourself because you can. Detach yourself from toxicity because you can. Reclaim your happiness because you can. And most importantly, realize that how you see yourself is the most important reflection you'll ever have in this lifetime. Not how other people see you. Not how your mom sees you, not how your sister sees you, not how your brother or your best friend sees you. How you see you and how you feel about you will get you through the toughest of times. Be unshakable, y'all. Have a fantastic, fairly fucking fabulous, very thug Friday.